A couple on a mission to transform their cabin into their dream country home.
This is terrifying.
Well, I can't watch everything. I'm on one of it.
Will their luxury lodge survive as it's chopped into pieces
Oh my gosh, that's insane.
and taken on a perilous trek past trees and power lines,
It could short up.
shifting this colossal cabin? The lush forests and sparkling wetlands of Tallahassee, Florida. 11 years ago, Mary and Trent Marr built this idyllic log cabin as a place to spend family holidays with their 2 daughters.
It was fun for Christmas because up here you get much cooler weather, so it kind of felt more Christmassy. It just ended up being automatically, this is where my kids wanted to go. So we've had a lot of good holidays here.
And for Trent, it's a perfect place to kick back.
Being from the Keys, you never thought you'd ever have a log home. And I've had a lot of good memories in this log home.
3 years ago, they decided it was time for a change, to quit city life for good and live out their country dream. They found a perfect spot for their new home, a huge 115-acre plot where Trent can pursue his favorite pastime.
Trent is an avid hunter. He's taken his dog hunting and training hobby to another level.
This is a property I actually bought, and I just bought this so I could live out in the country in Monticello and do my dog training. This was my goal in life when the kids all left. I could move out to the country, not in the city anymore.
But there's a twist. The Marrs can't bear to part with their precious log home.
That's pretty cool.
So, like the rest of their stuff, it's coming with them.
My wife said, we can't move that cabin. I said, well, let's try. Let's see what we can do.
I'm actually really excited. I was hesitant at first about moving this, but the more I came around to the idea of this, the more excited I got.
This won't be Trent's hunting hangout for much longer.
Now it's a family house instead of the boys' club.
But keeping the family house is not going to come cheap. The new plot cost Mary and Trent $237,000. Moving the cabin will cost $65,000. Restoring the house, a further $60,000, bringing the price tag of this ambitious project to an eye-watering $362,000. But this is going to be the family's permanent home, so it's worth every penny.
It's not like it was something that was in the family for 100 years, but this is actually the only house we ever built. So being able to end up keeping it and relocating it on top of the memories, it was a win-win for us.
Moving this 80-ton building is risky and will be a huge challenge. So they've called in Florida's leading heavy haulers, Ducky Johnson House Movers. Glenn, Damien, Richard, Paul, and project manager Donald Wayne.
We got the best guys in the world. I'd take them anywhere over anybody. I mean, they awesome. There ain't no joke about that.
The 44-foot cabin currently sits in forests east of Tallahassee. The crew need to move it 18 miles south, across the countryside, to the new site near Monticello. This colossal cabin is just too wide for the crew to squeeze out of the forest. So their first task? Slice off the 2 porches.
Oh my God.
The extreme surgery comes as a shock to Mary.
Well, it's all torn up. Like they're gonna yank it again? Every time I hear that jerking sound and a little crack, I about have a panic attack.
The team used a trailer to lift the porch up onto wheels.
Well, that answers my question about how they're getting the tires underneath there.
All right. Hey, cut it back to place.
Oh my God.
After 3 days of work, the porches hit the road for the new site. leaving the house behind.
You ready to rock and roll?
The porches may be skinny, but they're taller than truck driver Glenn thinks. A low-hanging branch tears a section off the roof. Unaware of the collision, Mary and Trent await the arrival of the porches at the new site.
We actually had a friend call us on our way over here and say, we just saw your porch go down the road. Wow, they definitely did a number on the corner of that porch, though.
It's not the start they were hoping for.
Hopefully they can fix that up. They sit on this corner here. See the lake from here, or the pond. There we go. Look at that.
No house, but Trent can still take in that all-important view.
Looks good. How beautiful view.
It's a great spot, but only if the cabin makes it.
I mean, it's the porch, it's easy to fix, but it makes me a little nervous about the rest of it.
3 days into the move, and the crew hit a major obstacle.
The chimney's gonna give us a problem, so we're gonna remove it down to the bottom story.
As the centerpiece of the house, the stunning chimney is 30 feet high. Hand-built from real stone, it weighs almost 30 tons. To lift the cabin, the crew must brace the floors with steel beams and position hydraulic jacks underneath. But there's a problem. As they lift, there's a risk the chimney could topple. So the team must add extra steel under its base and take down some of the stonework to reduce the load. They'll have to rebuild it at the new site, but it's the only way to lift this cabin safely.
We'll start taking this top out, piece at a time.
Mary watches on nervously.
My concerns with them taking down the chimney is falling debris hitting the roof, and then once they go on the inside, they have to take it apart. I've got hardwood floors throughout. Hopefully there's no patching going to be going on. Pebbles are okay, but there's been some probably 6-inch pieces that look like they're really hitting the roof.
But the stone-by-stone approach is getting them nowhere fast. 4 days later, they're still at it.
That chimney's pretty rough. You know, it's sealed in brick, stone on the outside and block brick on the inside. It's mortared up good.
At the risk of ruining the floors, the crew have no choice but to use brute force. As Damien rips down the chimney, the crew realize it's not the only feature they need to remove. With its porches off, the house may be narrow enough to squeeze down the forest lanes, but its roof is just too tall. The trees could easily rip it off and destroy the cabin. So the team must completely remove the roof from the house. They'll have to cut every bolt and batten that holds the roof down, then raise it up with jacks. When high enough, they'll thread 2 steel beams underneath it to hold it steady as they lift it down onto trucks, ready to face the forest.
Right now, we're at a crucial stage to where we're cutting the top story off. They got to cut through the walls, the plumbing, the tile. It's pretty brutal.
Inside, it looks like a tornado's ravaged Mary's living room.
I definitely did not expect this, so this is terrifying. Kind of wish I didn't see this part, but all right, this is definitely a hit and run. I'm definitely not sticking around to witness any more of this.
It's gonna take one thumping lifting machine to raise this lumber roof.
This machine right here is the hydraulic jacking system. You can pick everything up level. Oh, it's a lifesaver. It's easy on the house.
Mary's prized property is about to be prized in half.
I want pressure on this one jack.
Well, I can't watch everything. I'm on one of it.
Hey, Cut all 3 of these off on this end wall.
Uh-oh, they've hit a glitch. Glenn spotted a wooden post they didn't cut.
That's all it takes to hold it. See it right here?
It's all clear. The jacks now raise the roof over a foot into the air, and they slide steel beams in to support it. Now it's a race against time. Rain is forecast and a storm could drench Mary's living room.
Never can tell. Looks like it. We might get some today. I don't know. You definitely don't want no rain. It'd all be in wood and everything on the inside, and it'd be pretty much ruined.
Inside, Damien races to finish tearing down the monster chimney.
Hot up here. Finally, thank God. Ears full of concrete. Lovely. Lungs full of concrete. Concrete. But we done. That's all that matters.
The final step is to place steel beams under the house. Jack it up and slide the wheels underneath.
Yeah, we got it up. All we gotta do is put the truck up on it and it's ready to roll.
Tomorrow they can lift off the roof and get moving. It's the day of the big move in Tallahassee. After 3 years of planning, Mary and Trent arrived to watch the event.
Glenn's been warning me all week that anything I've seen that's disturbed me yet is nothing to this.
Pick it up, man. Yank it up, move it. Come on, let's go. Let's rock and roll, huh?
I'm so glad you're not in charge.
It's time to lift the lid.
Let's rock and roll. Yeehaw! Don't drop the top.
It's one giant trapeze show.
Oh my gosh, that's insane. Yes, that is like...
You said you wanted to have more light in the top, right?
They slowly lower each piece of the house onto trucks, ready for the forest track. 11 a.m. The crew must complete the 18-mile trek before nightfall in order to beat the rain. It's a tight squeeze.
Whew! That was close. You know, when he took the measurements, I don't think he considered the roof.
It's goodbye to the old plot as the house heads for the highway. But there's a major obstacle up ahead. The bridge that crosses Sneed Smokehouse Lake is just too narrow. A collision could throw the cabin into the swamp. So Glenn's crew must use hydraulic lifts in the wheels to raise the house 2 feet above the guardrails. This is a risky maneuver. The house will be high up and hanging way over the edge of the bridge. But as he speeds towards the bridge, truck driver Glenn doesn't seem to be slowing down.
But I think we got it up high enough to go over.
Mary watches nervously as her cabin brushes close to the barriers.
Wow. That is nuts. Oh my gosh. Good job, Glenn. Slow but steady. That is nuts.
House and roof slowly cross safely to the other side.
It's on the road.
Oh, it went good. We ready to roll on down the road some more?
1 p.m. and there's still 16 miles to go. They've got to get the roof back on tonight, and there's still hazards ahead.
We are watching the top. Make sure no wires or tree limbs and nothing hangs on the top.
With the house sitting so high on the truck, it's getting close to the live power lines.
It could short out. Low wire coming up.
With a helping hand, they make it through.
Got it?
Next challenge. To avoid hitting these trees again, the truck drivers must steer a precarious zigzag path.
If you're running down the road 25, 35 mile an hour and you hit a good sized limb, you know, you can tear the house up.
Your side.
Time for a little pruning. With the trees behind them, they can pick up the pace. But these road signs could bring the move to an abrupt halt.
Pick it up now, Ricky. It's coming loose.
Nothing's gonna stop this massive move.
Huh?
What they got in their mail?
It takes the whole afternoon to reach the new site. But a tight turn onto the lot threatens to topple the whole building.
Just this turn right here, trying to stay out of the ditch and try to stay off the pole right here.
At last, they've made it.
We got it across town and we're on the new property. And if it goes together as good as it came apart this morning, then we should be good. I'm excited.
There we go.
The Mars can't celebrate yet, though. The cabin may have reached its final destination, but it's not out of the woods yet. This final challenge is probably the most difficult. The crew plan to use 2 cranes to lift the roof back onto the house. But a strong gust of wind could cause the roof to swing into the cabin. The team needs a moment where there's not much wind, so they can precisely line up the holes in the roof with the bolts in the house. A tricky task. Just as the cranes lower the roof, the wind picks up, causing real problems for Glenn.
Wind blowing.
Right now we gotta get this roof and top story back on. The way it's built, it's gotta be precise. Everything's gotta line up just right.
Not so easy. Hey, hey, the wind blowing hard.
If the swaying roof bashes or bends these bolts, the house may never fit back together again.
A little bit more. Little bit. Little bit. Little bit more.
After an agonizing wait, the bolts finally slot into place and the roof eases into position. The jigsaw puzzle is complete.
Well, we're done for today. Don't have to worry about no weather coming in, no rain. Another good job.
Mary and Trent breathe a huge sigh of relief.
So as of today, we may not be able to live in it, but we definitely have a house here.
Yeah, definitely have a house here.
Yeah.
You want to spend the night here tonight?
No.
You sure?
Yep.
Your sleep bag? No?
With a little fixing up, this'll soon be home sweet home.
I'll be excited when we get those porches back up and it all comes together, but I'm very excited. I'm so happy it's finally here.
Yep.
I'm glad Trent talked me into this crazy idea.
Two weeks after the move, Mary and Trent give daughter Jessica a tour of the cabin in its new home.
So what do you think? It looks good, doesn't it?
The front porch is back on, the roof is secured, and now it's all about the stunning waterfront views.
It turned out prettier than either of us thought it would.
Now we got a lakefront cabin that we didn't have before.
And the open countryside is the perfect playground for Trent and his dogs.
The dogs love it out here, so they're definitely gonna like living out here versus living in the city.
Moving their precious log home was a massive risk for Mary and Trent. So, was it worth it?
I'm really glad we were able to keep the cabin and move it here. We've had it 10 years. We've had lots of great memories. So it means a lot that we were able to bring it here.
Thanks to the grit and determination of Donald, Glenn, and the crew, their colossal cabin is now their dream family home.